Okay, we have our 2019 national champion, Lubbock Christian Lady Shaps. They will conclude their season with a record of 32-5. They will win their second NCAA Women's Division II National Championship. One note, that was the fourth overtime game in championship game history. It was the first double overtime game in championship history. Joining us is head coach Steve Gomez. We have Caitlin Cunyas as well. We have Maddie Chitsey, who was named to the all-tournament team at the game tying 3 at the conclusion of the first overtime. And we have the tournament most outstanding player, Olivia Robertson. As before, Scott has the wireless microphone. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. He'll get you the microphone, and then you can ask questions of our coach and our student athletes. Coach Gomez, congratulations. Opening comment, please.
Just don't wake me up. I mean, I don't know if this is actually real, what this team did. I have to say, Coach Music, Coach Anderson, you know, Haley Tucker, Hayden Pretty, and those are some studs. Great players, great coach team. You know, it's a sliver of a bounce here, a bounce there, a 3 that goes in or doesn't go in, and they're here, and we're sort of suffering the pain that they're suffering. And so, you know, I have great empathy and compassion for what they're going through, and at the same time we rejoice in this, but you know, the game can make you crazy, and so I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for these girls, their toughness, their, you know, everybody says they're tough. Both teams were tough. It's not that we were tougher than them, but our girls for a long time now have had opportunities just to step back and let it end. But they refused to do it, wanted to play to the very, very end. And so what an amazing group of leaders and teammates.
All right, we'll open up for questions.
The easy question, Maddie. Talk about the last, or not the last play, but the play right with 2.5 seconds that allowed you to hit that 3.
We executed the play that we wanted to perfectly, and Olivia's shot just didn't go in. Allie Schulte hustled after that ball and got the rebound, so I even had a chance to do so. So Allie really pulled through, and I just made the shot at the end. I mean, I couldn't have shot that without the rebound, without the perfect execution of the play, so I'm thankful. I feel blessed.
Coach, talk about the play. How often do you run that play that you try to get it to Olivia, and or was this just when you keep in your back pocket for these situations?
Yeah, and we've had that playing all year on the sideline for a last-second three-point opportunity. It's really Brad Stevens. Everybody steals Brad Stevens stuff, the Celtics, and you know, there's other coaches all over that run that action off the sideline. But we haven't run it all year. We have a lot of stuff, but I wish we had another game so we could run some stuff we haven't run this year yet, because we have a bunch of stuff, and these girls did a great job actually of executing that. You know, Maddie posted, got the ball, made a perfect pass. It was just very well done by these girls.
Olivia, been part of now 2 national championship squads, along with Bobby, something no one else has ever done in LCU history. Kind of compare the two, and how do you see yourself see how yourself has grown and developed as a player from that season to this accomplishment?
Well, the first year that we won it, Bobby and I kind of took a back seat and were humbled, definitely coming out of high school. I mean, typically college players are the best players out of high school, and we sat the bench all year. I mean, except for when we were up by 30. And so I just kind of learned to take everything in and just grow in the knowledge of the game, and just, I guess, prepare myself for a moment like this. And Bobby and I tried to be good followers then, and now we try to be good leaders now so that our followers could maybe do the same thing in a couple of years again. I mean, who knows? But the difference is, I think this one is just so much sweeter. We've just been through a lot and faced a lot of adversity, grown so much together. I mean, y'all don't know the half of it, but a whole 6 months or the whole season of competition and hard work, just this is just crazy. And like Coach Gomez said, it just doesn't really seem real. And for me right now, it doesn't seem real at all. And it didn't my freshman year either, but even more so now, just because we did it and it happened. And wow, I'm just unbelievably thankful, and for the teammates and coaches that I have. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. It's so good.
And I'm hogging the mic because I got 2 more questions. Kanyas, 2 of the 3 officials you had Wednesday night, so you knew that they were going to let the perimeter pressure, let it be played. Did that game Wednesday night help you in a game like this?
I would say so, because you're just kind of ready for the battle, and we're even more prepared for that kind of, just because in practice we don't call a ton of fouls. So I think, yeah, the game before prepared us, and I think my teammates are just so mentally strong that we were just able to scratch and claw and fight our way through that and just end up here able to call ourselves national champions. So we're just unbelievably best.
And my last question, Coach, we both early on, and I think it probably started several years ago against Southwestern Oklahoma State in that 16-17 season when they defeated LCU by 30 or 40 points in Weatherford, Oklahoma, and we looked at that roster and said, they're just sophomores. That team will win a national championship. That being said, was there ever a point this season that you said, we can win a national championship with these players?
You know, I mentioned before, we played them early in December, and I told Coach Music, I thought that was a team that could. And at that point, we weren't ready. As the year went on late, and the way we finished the last few weeks at home in the conference schedule, we're pretty dominant. I mean, we played really focused. We had a loss in conference on the road that sort of, again, corrective lenses for us, and just decided we're going to play possessions and not get rattled, not complain, not make excuses. And if we play as good as we can, we should have a chance to win games. And all year long, we thought we could play with anybody, but we had to play better. And at late in the year, we started playing better. And everybody did their job. We had players that just did what they could do. Didn't ask them to do anything extra, but so late in conference, into the conference tournament, we just sort of started really performing consistently.
Question for Coach. Like you said earlier, you played Southwestern early in the season, and I think it was a 3-point game, if I'm not mistaken, up in Weatherford. And just, what did you learn from that game that you think helped you tonight?
Yeah, it was a tremendous opportunity for us early in the year to learn from failure at end-of-game opportunities. We had a couple of games, that one or another, that we gave up leads or we didn't fight to the end and created trouble for ourselves. So that was a great experience then, knowing that's one of the best teams in the country. We know it when we play them. And to feel like we didn't finish well and still had a chance to win on the road, again, I had confidence in this team. They just had to get to the point where they had confidence in themselves individually to perform well. And sort of we went through some ups and downs, but that was a good game to learn, how to push the ball and reverse it to somebody safe instead of forcing the ball, how to flash middle and meet a pass and not sit and wait for it. How to attack when you have an advantage instead of, like tonight, a couple times we had advantage, we just went off to the sideline, picked it up, and waited for the defense. And so those type of things, hopefully all year long we're learning.
For really for anyone, was there ever a moment that you guys thought, oh no, we might not have this? Because when they were up here, they thought, like right at the end before the 3 that sent you a second overtime, they thought, okay, we might have this. For any of you, was there any moment where you thought, oh no?
Personally, I don't ever think that way. Something in my heart was telling me that this was our game and it was our time. And even if it's not a good game, my head doesn't go to, oh no. It goes to, let's do this thing. Like, we're not quitting, no matter what the score is. We're down by 15 with 2 minutes left. I would never say that. I mean, I've done now, so I would never say that. But personally, no, I mean, shout out to Maddie for that shot. Because holy cow, that was awesome. But with the girls that I have and the coaches that I have, I knew we had it.
Coach, obviously you've been here before, second national title, same for Olivia. Did you do anything different prepping for this one than maybe you did for your first?
Yeah, I mean, the difference was that one we played quarterfinal, semifinal at a site in South Dakota, and then had another 10 days off before going to the D1 site. And we needed that time to prepare for the team we played. We would have been in trouble if it would have been a setup like this one that time. So again, the breaks went our way that time. This was awesome to be at the same site. The opportunity to play the team, to play Drury, again, that was a huge benefit for us to face pressure defense. So it's not, I wasn't like practice because we can never simulate what they did, but it hardened us a little bit to have a chance to face another good team of pressure. So different in a number of ways that just the personnel, the expectations of that team. You know, we were coming in undefeated to that one and hadn't lost all year, and so there was almost more of a weight on your shoulders of don't screw this up, which I usually do, but that time I didn't. And this time, you know, these girls, I mean, they've just been so tough through it. They've just not given in to what people didn't think they could do. And we just knew in the locker room before the game, I said, we've got everything we need in this locker room. You've been through enough. So we were more of the underdog coming in, obviously. So there's a big difference there, too, in the terms of, wow, you guys are tough.
Question for Coach. What did you learn from the Drury win that helped you tonight?
You know, we learned, honestly, that if we had 29 turnovers tonight, we wouldn't have won. Fortunately, on that night, we did. Some of them were dead ball turnovers, but they didn't shoot it as good. This team tonight shot it pretty good, so they exposed some of our mistakes. So to have 18 turnovers and 18 assists to be even, that's pretty good against that team. And so I think that's one thing we learned. And we learned just to not get rattled, but they've done that for a while now. We've had some experiences. So that heat on that other game, this was not a big difference in terms of the heat of the game. And the away crowd in Mesa State, the away crowd we played in front of there was helpful to harden us for this experience tonight too. And they did a great job. They had a great crowd. I mean, they were really very good. We did too. We didn't have as many, but we got some that are pretty loud.
Olivia, you set the Heartland Conference record for number of games played in your career. So congratulations on that. But of course, when you win 2 titles, it involves playing a lot of games. I haven't checked to see where you are in LCU's record books, but basically you may have played more games than anybody else under Steve Gomez. What do you take most of playing under him?
Don't ask that in public.
Yeah, he is crazy. Wow. I kind of don't even know what to say because he's unreal. And y'all see some of it. Y'all see the games and just what's kind of on the outside, but you don't see anything inside or anything that he does that's not even related to basketball. Like, I've grown so much as a person because of him over these past 4 years than I ever even knew that I could. And yeah, he's an outstanding coach, and I always trusted him in any situation. He always knew what to say and what to do, and I could only hope to have that. Like, that's crazy. And he just, I don't know, he's just such an amazing example for all of us and for me, and he just displays Jesus in his actions every single day. I've never heard the man complain about anything. Not one time in my 4 years here, ever. That's not an exaggeration. And I'm just blessed to say that I've been able to play for him. So the more games that I got to play, I'm so thankful. I mean, it's a huge blessing.
I saw that right after the buzzer went to 0. I saw you, Maddie, you hugged your sister a little bit. You hugged yours, I'm pretty sure. Caitlin, did you hug yours too?
See, the difference is we're just shorter, so yeah, for sure.
What did, I mean, pretty obvious question, but what did it feel like to be able to share that moment immediately with the sister?
It's just so much different when your blood is next to you and it's the sweat and just bled next to you all year, and it's just so different, especially because not only are our sisters there, but we're also, like, as sisters, like, so close with each other. I don't know, it's just kind of crazy, so, I don't know, it's pretty unexplainable. but it's extra sweet that you get to share it. I guess we kind of had that in high school when we won state, but it's awesome for her to get to just experience that, especially just how well she's done this year, and her sister has done so well, and so it's just really sweet for us, but also for me to get to watch. So
Yeah, Bobby's just fought so hard. She's fought injuries, she's fought personal battles, both of us have, and we couldn't have done it without our coaches, Coach Gomez and Casey, and Coach Self and Coach Moore. And we couldn't have done it without these two and so many of our other teammates. So getting to celebrate something like this with her and with each other was something that I'll never forget, and I'm just so thankful that it happened this way, and I prayed that it would, and it did. So I just feel really blessed.
Yeah, I second all of that. I kind of talk a lot, sorry. But Juliana, yeah. Sharing that moment with her is indescribable, and I just bawled because I just couldn't take it. I mean, yeah, we won, but just embracing her was, my heart just melted, and it felt so good to play my last game with her, and she was on the floor, which was really awesome. And I guess God really blessed us in that moment, because we just really got to embrace our sisters, and that was sweet, so sweet.
Coach, I would be remiss if I didn't go back to Monday and one of my questions to you in the all coaches press conference, and I asked you what was different maybe about this team compared to the other teams you've taken to the Elite Eight, and your response was we were luckier. Do you want to stick by that statement, or would you like to alter that?
Goofier, definitely, cuter. Yeah, I'm telling you, you can call it luck, you can call it whatever, but those things turn on a dime. There's so many little things. The other year we won it, there were some close games, but a lot of them we didn't have to have a break. There are a few plays today that just, man, that was fortunate to break our way. And again, I don't know, it's lucky. These girls, we may have had to be tougher. Not that team wasn't tough, but this team had to be. They just had to fight through a lot of stuff and a lot of grind out games. Maybe we were grindier. That might be a better word.
Jordan, is that a word? Grindier? He's going to let me know. Do we have anything else? I guess we have a small presentation. The 2019 Women's Division II National Champions, Lubbock Christian. On behalf of the NCAA, the Columbus Sports Commission, and all of us here who have been able to experience this Elite Eight, thank you for a tremendous national championship game today, and congratulations, Lubbock Christian Lady Shaps.
Thank you very much.